Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Hardcore Heroes.
Hello.
So I've done some math with about 1,440 minutes in a day.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming we only have been gone for a couple of days, we're looking at maybe 3,000 to 5,000 demons. If we've been gone for longer than a day, well, then all bets are off. Can we sort that out, Neal? Like, I'm a smart cookie. I should be able to figure. Like, is it the right season here in Shirebrook? Is it the same time? Is it December?
Let's
December?
see. It's daytime, so you don't have the constellations to tell you what season it is. You'd need to I guess by temperature, it seems like it's somewhere in the winter. Probably, but that's a pretty broad area. What could you use as a way of determining the seasons?
We'll wait for nightfall. That's fine.
Like
the position of the angle of the sun in the sky.
Oh yeah, you're a pretty smart cookie.
Yeah.
Give me an intelligence check, Georg.
What plants? Yeah, I mean, or even just looking around the town, I feel like there would be obvious things. I got a 10 on an int check, total of 29.
Yeah, it's probably been a week or so since you went through.
So it does seem like time. Okay, so time maybe did go differently,
or maybe like a week is a rounded figure. So maybe it's only been 5 days. Maybe it's been 10 days.
That actually sounds about right. So then maybe we're looking at like 10,000. 10,000 demons. Well,
sounds like a good band name.
It's all fucked.
We don't know that they've been pouring through every minute since we left.
The town's destroyed. Even if we find Landslide alive, they'll probably want to execute me.
Then I suppose it might be time to go to Akuba after all, Malachi. And Bang kind of gives you a smile.
Don't worry about that. I could use a good court wizard in Misty Rapids. We'll get you pardoned.
I'm not sure I can stay here now knowing what's happened. Anyone fancy a trip to this?
Let's not worry of the future right now. We have matters of the present to deal with.
Well, I'm going to go check the treasury. I'm going to check the treasury.
What are you looking for in the treasury?
Like all of the town's gold.
Okay. Well, the treasury is locked.
Okay, well...
Can I make an open doors roll on this thing?
Do you go with Malachi to open the treasury? Are you leaving Jeeves and Fanny alone in the tower?
Well, I assume that we left them there already.
They're left in the...
I just want to be clear on where everyone is.
Yeah, I told them to hide in that room. Like, find a place to hide out of sight was what I told them.
Okay.
Because something could come through the window.
All right, so you want to go and open the door?
Yeah, I mean, as long as Malachi, I assumed I went with Malachi, but if he wants to go alone, that's fine too.
Sure.
No, we'll go together. I want to smash the door down if we can.
All right, so let's see what the open doors roll is. 9 or so it should be an 11.
Wait, I have strength memorized. I will cast strength on you.
Okay. So, Neal, I think it goes lower on a d20 by rules it's written, but you can just swap it to higher. So it's like 9
so you could do like a d20
lower,
plus your number, and then got to be a 20 or higher. Just do d20 plus your open doors check.
One extra strength, fun. Sorry.
One extra strength?
Yeah.
That's probably one extra on your open doors.
No, I rolled a d6.
Okay, so I got 17 strength now.
So it'd be a d20 plus 10, and you want a 21 or higher to open the door.
Okay, d20 plus 10. Oh, no.
So you start slamming yourself into this door.
I might have a spell for it.
You can just keep bashing at it, can't you?
Stand back, Van. What's the roll now?
Yeah, this is a reinforced door. It's not just your everyday.
Yeah, that's the thing about
door.
Open doors is that it's 4 reinforced doors. It's assumed that a player character can knock open like a shitty wooden door, no problem.
I mean,
open a heavy or stuck door. Yeah,
like that's why I have less than it's why I have less than a 50% chance despite being so exceptionally strong. Like I'm pretty close to ridiculous. Like
so, given sufficient time and tools, you guys can eventually open up the treasury door.
Okay.
You give them strength, you guys can bash at it. It might actually prove a little faster to hack at it because it's a heavy door, but it's also like reinforced with bronze bands. Eventually, you guys will make your way through it together.
Sure.
And find it
empty,
relatively intact.
Oh,
all right.
But I don't know what good money is going to do you when there's no one around to give it to.
Well, I'm presuming
the chest.
The rest of the world's on, right? So
how much money is it?
7,848 gold.
Yeah, what he said.
7,848 gold. So I'll leave it on my character sheet, but we can just drag it behind us for now. Drag it
It's
to the tower.
140 pounds. Can that even fit in a chest?
It's probably 2 chests then, maybe.
Well, it's in multiple containers already in the treasury. It's not just lying on the floor.
There's no like
Do you
magic items or anything, right?
No.
Yeah.
Do you have a cart or a carriage or something? Like just
no,
Jesus'
not
carriage? Like, how are we moving this?
Our carriage.
there might be one in the
Well,
town somewhere.
Where are you moving it is the first question. If you're just moving it to the tower, we can just say you take a couple of trips to do it.
We
Okay.
drag them to the tower
Alright.
first. We get everything together, but then I say let's find a carriage and hit the road. Oh no, we should rescue the others while
Here,
we can.
Malachi. I have a way to lighten the load a little bit, and he's gonna grab the king's crown from Jeeves' chest and just give it to Malachi to wear on his head. Might as well be king of this destroyed little section of the world.
Baron of none.
Thanks, Fan. I do feel better actually. Should we try the thing with the portal and rescue the others? Or at this point, I don't suppose it matters.
I think I'm more concerned with those poor souls here on the Primateria plane.
Well, this town's abandoned. I'm sure the other cities have.
Yes, and are they marching as an army to Thornwood, or perhaps they retreated to the
Misty
the
Rapids.
Shadow Valley?
Can you scry on Thornwood?
In the morning.
Hmm.
Do we want to sleep here? I could also make it to Thornwood, but I think we should stick together.
Do you not?
I think we also need to worry about the shadow plane.
Yeah, I think we should, while we're here, just try the thing with the portal and see if we can't rescue the
We might as well.
other people.
The thing with the port, you mean try moving the portal?
Yeah.
All right, I don't have a reduced spell memorized either.
We can
so
do it tomorrow
we need to
morning.
wait till
Yeah,
I
tomorrow.
did take a teleport spell, whatever
Okay.
you need. I did warn them yesterday.
So, we're talking about reducing and moving portals. Let's have a conversation about that.
Mhm. You said the portal was a separate piece from the floor.
Right, it was a separate piece from the floor.
Mhm.
So, what are the consequences of this action? What are the different possible outcomes that you guys
Portal is
might
destroyed.
expect?
Yeah, the stop's working.
Yeah, like the portal is a specific place. So
I
it's like-
suppose it could just fail. You might not be able to reduce magical items. But then
I
you can
have
reduce
reduced magic. You can reduce magical items. Yeah.
I guess it could cause like an explosion if he's really unlucky. But that seems a bit far fetched.
Yeah, I think I'll do it from maximum range.
I mean, I think that the consequences it stops working.
Yeah.
I think that's
And
totally
are you guys willing to accept all possible outcomes?
I don't know about that. I mean, I think yeah.
If it stops working, what does that mean?
So Georg is willing to accept all possible outcomes, but
Yeah.
I think he would like. I mean, I think he pauses and explains to the other players these consequences
Yeah,
and make
I
sure
think,
like so. If
it
we
not
do
possible?
this and we break it, all of your
How
friends are
many-
trapped on the other side.
How long would it take for you to teleport a group
Oh.
of people 4 at a time?
How long?
Yes, if you teleported back to the temple and back to the portal again and again.
20 days at much risk to myself. No, I don't think the people aren't worth it.
yeah,
For
I would
such
agree
an
with that.
endeavor. I mean, yeah, and I don't even
Let's-
know how I feel about. Oh yeah, all right. So,
Let's
so I
just try
guess
and move. If we can't move the portal, then they're stuck there anyway, so we may as well try.
yeah, fair enough.
True.
All right.
If
So
we
should
can't-
we? All right, is there anything we should? Should we check and see if there's any survivors
I mean-
in Shirebrook?
Sure.
Rohana?
Yeah, I guess
Who else might have been clever enough to?
I don't know if you want to make us fight the demons, Neal, but we could just go through the town and look for survivors. But obviously, I that might entail one-on-one fights with a couple of demons here and there. But I just assume that we could probably handle it.
Probably. There is some risk that they might get an action off before you, and you fail your possession check, and you're possessed again. Since you guys don't know how that works here in the Primateria plane, I feel like that's the sort of thing that should be laid
Yeah.
out the first time, just so that we know the
I
effects
mean,
of it.
one thing we should consider is that this entire town is destroyed.
It's not destroyed. It's intact. There's no people.
Yeah, everybody's gone, and I think that might be a bit concerning.
Some
who are
sections of
possessed.
the town are destroyed, though. There have been fires that have spread and burned down swaths of the town. Anyway, you were saying, Sean?
Oh, if everybody I mean, it's possible these demons just marched in to destroy the town, but it's also possible that the possessed people have lost their minds here on the prime material plane. That the effects were nullified for as long as we were on the shadow plane.
I feel if there was insane people, we'd have seen them by now.
Would we? Perhaps they've marched off to the Shadow Mountains.
Perhaps.
Maybe they've become one with these creatures.
Yeah, probably. You're probably right. That's probably what he's doing with them. Let's sleep on it tonight. I'll check on the Shadow Mountains tomorrow.
So we don't want to venture to town. Is that the verdict?
Yeah.
Probably a dangerous option. I do have a spell that can protect me from one of these things possessing me, but I think I can only target... Neal, Ethereal Barrier lets me target multiple squares per level. Could I target all three of us with Ethereal Barrier in a single casting?
I mean, you'd probably be alright walking around on your own, don't you
Because
think?
I asked you if I could use Ethereal Barrier to basically make my body immune from being melded with the spirit from outside, right?
Perhaps. I don't recall that conversation, but it could very well have transpired.
Yeah, I'll just... Ethereal Barrier, Spells and Magic, page 164.
Beautiful.
It's 2 10-foot squares per level.
Okay.
But I do remember you saying that it's probably legit to be able to cast that on yourself.
But it's not a character target, right? So you would, if you cast it on an area and move out of that area, you
said that we could target or you said that I could probably target myself, like not on an area, like literally on me, and make myself the surface.
The defense against the passage of extraterrestrial creatures,
No.
including the priest.
Like if I put it on like a box and then I move the box, I assume it would move with the box, right?
I think you like conjure, I guess it's abjuration, but you make fake walls that prevent like travel through via dimension door or
But it has to be done
phasing.
on the surface.
I think you could do it in space. Like you're making ethereal barriers.
Let me check.
right, I think
that
it's a
can't be
fixed point
passed
in
by ethereal
space-time.
creatures.
Yeah.
Then I don't really have anything to protect us from possession.
Well, you could cast that on, say, a doorway and
That's true.
prevent
I could stop them from entering this.
prevent extra dimensional creatures from passing through
That's
it.
true. I could protect this entire room.
But I think once they're here, they're here. Like they're not considered phased or ethereal.
Well, I think in their possession form, they might be considered here.
Yeah, maybe.
They might have to take on their murder hobophone to be able to walk through. I could take protection from evil. That would allow us to walk through the town without them being able to enter, theoretically.
I think, like, why don't you just cast the ethereal barrier thing on yourself? Like, you could probably do the rounds of the town and look for people. I doubt
That's what
these
he's
things
saying.
are built.
It's not.
I
It's
can't
not. It's a
cast
location.
myself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
I
not
would,
a-
I would basically sanctify a location.
Yeah.
Let me see how long protection from evil lasts if I get the AoE one. Protection from evil, 10-foot radius. 1 turn per level. So we could be protected for a little over an hour. Anything that tried to enter. Check.
The wizard locked door should do a decent job, right? I don't think these things like phase through walls, do they?
We can just have Jeeves keep watch and
Yeah.
Well, there's also the open window. We'd have to board that up somehow.
well, all I'm saying is Jeeves and the woman can keep watch of the window
True.
while we sleep. Yeah, I think I'm too depressed to do anything more tonight. I'm gonna
Oh.
I'm gonna climb up to the observatory and with some books and sell the necromancy books. Makes me feel better when I'm sad.
Georg, do you want the Queen's crown? We have a second one in this chest. Can't really wear a crown alongside my helmet.
How does it look?
I pull out the Queen's crown for Georg.
It's got rounded things on it. King's crown
Got
is much
rounded
more.
things on
Well,
it.
like the King's crown has like a sharp angled. I don't know what they're called. The spiky thingies that come off the crown.
Malachi's head became a spear.
Yeah. The Queen's crown is much more rounded, while the King's is much more angular.
Shrug. I'll protect your treasure for you if you want, but
Oh, I was just offering to let you wear it.
all right. I think I'm fine.
I go to sleep.
All right. I would like to check at nightfall the stars and see if I can get like a more accurate don't know if the stars are any more accurate, but anyways, I do have an astrology proficiency to get it, see how long it's been, see if I can measure how long it's been or something like that. And then I'll summon a tiny hut. I guess Malachi's up in the astronomy, so I'll do it on the bottom floor and camp out, rest up. How many days has it been, Neal? Can you
get? I guess you could get an exact date measurement. You've got an astronomy proficiency, right?
Yeah.
It is the. God, this must be like the night of the 3rd of January.
Okay.
You guys have been gone for 5 days?
So that actually sounds about right. It doesn't sound like we've lost any time, right? I guess Van's lost a month.
Or, if you have, it's been a minor amount of time.
Alright, so it looks like I've got about 32 spell levels to learn.
By the way, Neal, has it been a full year in game yet? Since I'm wondering if Van is 23 or 22 still.
I don't remember the date that we started in game.
Okay, we'll check sometime.
Yeah. Nick, can you check Zoom real quick?
Zoom? Oh.
Zoom, yeah. Zoom.
Zoom.
Okay. I know. You old fool.
So, are there any plans, or is this so confusing that maybe we should just wait for next week to continue?
Well, no, yeah, I've got something I want to do tomorrow.
Okay, cool. So there are still things to do.
And I think we're going to reduce the portal and see what happens, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know what else we can do at this point.
I'm going to leave you to that, Georg. And I'm
Okay.
going to go and check on So in the morning, I'm going to polymorph and fly over to the Shadow Mountain.
Okay. Shall we do Georg and Van Helsing going to the portal first?
Are you doing any scrying, Malachi? Do you have any clairvoyances memorized or no?
Good point. I didn't, but maybe I should. Nah, fuck it. You can. I don't care.
Alright, I think I'll hold off on the Phantom Steed, I guess. And have a teleport, so I can do 2 clairvoyances. Right, I should be able to cast Enlarge through a clairvoyance, Neal, and not be in the room. Or if it's in range, but I can get sight with the clairvoyance, is that legit? Right, because I assume I need line of sight to cast a spell.
Right, yes.
So
definitely
5
line of sight. I don't know if you need line of effect.
What's line of effect, right?
Like,
I mean,
if there's
some spells specifically say, like Scrying, for instance, that they're stopped by physical,
right. So, like,
3 feet
Magic
of
Missile
sound.
needs line of sight and line of effect. If you could scry on a person that's on the other side of a wall, you wouldn't be able to hit them with a Magic Missile, even though you can see them.
Could it go
Magic
around a
Missiles
corner?
can't go around corners and like.
Sure, but what about like cast? So what I want to do is
that's the
cast
question.
a reduced spell, so enlarged
That is a good question.
from 45 yards away. I mean, line of effect is not a concept in the game. You're making
Correct.
that. Or
We're making up a
came
lot of
with that term.
things. Yes.
Yeah.
I want to enlarge. Does it have any?
No, it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't even mention.
Oh shit! Now that we're back in the
This,
prime
I mean, so this is more general to like if a spell doesn't specifically mention line of sight or anything.
What spell is there? Does Clairvoyance have a list of spells that can be cast through it?
It has a list. I think it might have a list of spells that can't.
Let's see.
Although it's an
spell creates an invisible sensor that's similar to that created by a crystal ball. So I'm going to say the same things that you can cast through a crystal ball, you can cast through Clairvoyance. Does that sound fair? Sounds like a reasonable interpretation to me.
I thought Clairvoyance specifically said that you can't.
Crystal Ball. Certain spells cast upon the user of Crystal Ball can... Nope. Two spells, Detect Magic and Detect Good and Evil, can be cast through a Crystal Ball.
Okay.
Those are the only things that can be cast through a Crystal Ball, which I think are the only things that can be cast through Clairvoyance. I don't think you can just, like, Clairvoyance into a person on the other side of the world and, you know...
Do I need line of sight to cast a spell on something?
Oh, hold on. I see what you're saying, because you're not casting it through Clairvoyance. You're just using Clairvoyance to locate the object.
I want to cast my enlarged spell within 45 yards, but I want to do it like
around
from
the
the
wall.
surface. Like I'll be on the surface. I'll reduce the and see if I can target the portal with
That's
reduce
fair. With the
from
clairvoyance
safety.
spell, yes, you can do it. I'm on board with that.
Okay. All right. So I'm within 45 yards, but I'm like, if it explodes, I'm on,
Right.
it's down in a dungeon and I'm on the surface.
Right. So it's you and Van Helsing over on top of this thing. You're going to cast clairvoyance and then reduce. Meanwhile,
Yes.
Malachi is flying into an eagle and taking off for the Shadow Mountains on his own.
Yes.
And Fanny Kugler and Jeeves are back in Aldrich's tower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
One thing I want to look into, I might burn a spell. Because I've been going through like what spells I want to learn for the day. Yeah, I'm gonna burn free action. So I'll just cast on myself the night before and then take reflecting pool the next day. And it doesn't take me forever to memorize spells anymore. So I just need like two third level spells, 1 4th level spell, and 1 2nd level spell.
Sure. I'm sure you can do all of these things before you head out to the thing.
Okay.
Do you say you cast something on yourself while you're there?
I did free action. I burned it the night before, probably.
Okay, cool. So let's start with Georg and Van Helsing. You are standing on the hilltop above the mines, well within range of Dimension Door and what you assume to be also the range of Enlarge.
So I scry into the room beneath us with the portal in it.
It is dark except for the area lit by the scry spell.
Yeah, and I cast reduce on this portal, which is within range.
I am going to have you make me a saving throw for the portal. I'm going to let you make it because I think that's more fun, but I need to take a look at what its save is going to be.
I like how a wizard destroys the world, not by casting spells, but just by leaving a door open. Like, wizards are super dangerous, but it's not even like their magic that did it.
Who was the last one through? Whose job was it? I think it was you, Gail. I blame you.
What did I do? I forgot.
Who was the last one through the portal?
I think Georg walked through the portal first.
I think so.
Shit.
God damn it, Malachi.
As a dimensionalist, though, I should have known better.
You should have. Well, to be fair, we didn't know that there was armies of these things.
Can I point it to you, Neal, that Reduce does specifically say a shrinking object may damage weaker materials affixed to it, but an object will shrink only as long as the object itself is not damaged.
Ooh.
So, like, if you try to shrink something that's, I don't know, like that's too, I don't know. The example I came up was like,
items,
if you try to shrink a wall, you can't break the wall in the process, right? Either you can shrink the whole wall, fit it in your range, or you can't use it.
Correct.
Or, yeah. Or in the case of enlarge, you can enlarge a creature and deal damage to them by squishing them as they enlarge, right? The spell stops when,
correct,
before damage would occur. So I'm rolling a saving throw. Do you have your number ready?
Yes, the number. You need a 8 or higher to pass.
And it should
you
get
want it to pass or fail?
On a what, Neil?
Well, it doesn't.
D20 on a D20.
So I am a specialist dimensionalist. So there is a plus or minus 1 to this roll.
This is
depending
this is
on
not
which
a
is
roll
beneficial.
for
My spell.
Oh, I see.
So creatures subject to, I guess it's a penalty. I don't know. I mean, creatures subject to my dimension spells get a -1 to their save.
In terms of whether or not it affects them.
Or penalty
Is
of 1
this
to
a
their
roll to
save.
see if it
Right,
saves
so it gets
from
a
destruction?
penalty of 1 to its save, so you need a 9 or higher on a D20.
Well, it's not a creature though, is it?
No, but it's an
It's an
object.
object.
And his spell is strong enough. Yeah.
Objects have saving throws. I mean, I don't know what it's rolling a saving throw against. That's what I was like. I don't think it could be destroyed, but hey. All right, and this isn't modified by my ring of protection or anything. Like, this isn't my saving
No,
throw.
because it's not your saving throw. It's the gate's saving throw. 9 or higher to pass.
I mean, I guess I'm rolling it. There's no
Roll
arguing
it.
to be done because I don't know what I'm arguing.
Yep.
11. So it passes
Okay.
its saving throw, and it doesn't reduce.
No, the portal shrinks.
Nice. All right.
And I'm aware that it
Made a
passed the
save.
save.
Whatever's. I mean,
Wait,
you continue to you flip back to your clairvoyance, and there's like a little mini portal, and it's all intact, and it's just
Alright,
much
I
smaller.
go get it.
Should we? Yeah.
Here's
so-
the
Yeah,
thing,
I go run downstairs to grab it.
Okay.
This makes the plan of moving the other side portal broken because there's no way you're going to risk going through to move it. Because if it fails the save while you're still on the other side, you're not going to be able to get back in. So.
Well, we don't know if it broke. If it would have
Well,
broken if he failed, it might have just not gone off at all.
I don't like
I
this
would
at
be
all, but I
trying
don't
it
think
if I
I
was
want to
Neal.
move it again. So anyway, we go to collect it. It is 10% its original size. So how tall was it originally? Like 6 feet?
Yeah. So it's like 7 inches tall. So it's
10%
going to take a little
until
while
it's
to
until
walk
it's
down
less
there.
than 1 foot. So when it gets 1 foot, then it goes by 1 inch increments,
Okay.
and then by 1/10 inch increments. So it can't dwindle away into nothingness.
Right.
Oh no, to maximum 10. Okay, so 10% is right. No, that 10% is the. Okay, whatever. Okay. So I run, I grab it.
Okay.
Neal,
It's going to
while
take a
this
little
is-
while to actually run down to the room where it is. That's actually going to take time, and I know it's only a 45-minute period of
Okay,
drunkenness, so it's going to take you.
You know what?
Does
you
it
know
really
what?
matter if it moves or not? We just want to make sure it can shrink. Oh, we should move it a little bit, I guess, to make sure it still works.
Yeah. So it'll take you 10 minutes to run down into that mine to pick it up.
Okay, I think I'll use Dimension Door then if time is of the essence.
Well, I figured you'd Dimension Door back out.
Yeah.
Oh.
In fact, while you're running down, I think I'm going
Um,
to cast Reflecting.
Where
Pool.
did we didn't settle on somewhere to put this, did we?
Nope.
I think Georg's taking it to Misty Rapids.
Okay.
Unless I mean I don't want to be super surreptitious with it, but I don't want to move it again.
So you're going to Dimension Door down, pick it up, and then teleport to Misty Rapids with it?
I think that's what's going down. Unless like
Do you have
I'm-
any concerns about teleporting with a portal?
Yes, absolutely. Do I have any thoughts on such matters? I mean, like as a dimensionalist.
Well, if
Like, it
the
seems like
portal
we
is
can-
affixed to a fixed point in space and time, like Ethereal Barrier, then teleporting with it probably is going to not work. But there's no reason you shouldn't teleport. Something might happen to it, but you'd probably be far and away.
So do we
If
not
it's
want to teleport
affixed
the portal?
to, if the portal's affixed to a movable object and it's not a fixed point in space and time, then there should be able to teleport with it. Is it the same
We really
thing
should have
as like
identified the
extra
portal,
dimensional
huh?
bags inside of extra dimensional bags? You know?
Doesn't that cause an explosion or something?
Yeah, mixing
it
extra dimensional
creates like a sphere, but it's
space
not
is
extra dimensional. This is
bad.
an actual portal.
Right, but is portaling a portal the same thing as extra dimensional spacing, extra dimensional space?
All right, I'm freaked out enough that I'll walk down with the van.
Wait, shouldn't you Dimension Door down and then walk back out?
I guess, yeah. What if it explodes just by moving it? Well, okay, I Dimension Door down and pick it up.
Okay.
and
While
see if
he's
it can
doing
be
that,
moved
I
normally.
want to while he's like walking back, I want to cast Reflecting Pool.
Okay, where are
I
you
want to find like a
reflecting?
puddle of water. So remember when I met that cleric in Thornwood, and we kind of hung out for a bit, and I was asking for his help with Malachi. When Malachi was poisoned by that spider, and I had him held, but we needed a way to neutralize
It wasn't It wasn't a cleric. It was
It was a cleric. He was a cleric. I went to the church and I talked to a cleric, and he was not strong enough to do it. And he was like, I
Oh,
don't
right.
know
Okay,
anyone
so there
who
was the
is.
apothecary there who had some sketchy
I
shit.
met him for like a minute.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
The
met
cleric in
for a
Thornwood.
while.
Gotcha.
Would you say that I personally know him slightly?
Yes, personally known slightly. Is
Okay,
correct.
so I have an 85% chance of scrying on him. And I want to scry on him to see, because I assume he's still in Thornwood. He's like the cleric in charge of that temple. And I want to see if Thornwood has been destroyed.
Okay, so you're
So-
going to use Reflecting Pool to
scry
scry
on
on
this
the cleric.
Yes.
While Georg goes down and picks up the portal, which doesn't
Yes.
blow up when you pick it up.
I'm gonna real quick unseal the Shadow Realm, reseal the Shadow Realm to see if the portal opens and closes while it's like.
While
in
you're
nature
standing right
form.
next to it.
Sure, it's literally like back to back. Unseal the Shadow Realm, seal the Shadow Realm.
Sure,
So maybe
but I mean, that's
Yeah.
while you're holding it in your hand or standing right next to it.
I set it down for just a second and then like say the two sentences back to back, so nothing has a chance to like jump through, or if it does, it gets like caught halfway. Maybe, and maybe it's one round. And, I don't know.
All right.
can
The
it be
portal
activated
flashes to
trying-
light. Yes, it flashes to light and then disappears as quickly as you
After
say.
it's been moved some distance.
Yes.
All right, I'll pick it up and walk it to this. I should have had you memorize like an augury or something to see. Will it be a bad idea?
I do have augury.
Really?
I have it memorized.
Teleport with a portal. They don't. I know nothing of such matters, Neal. There's no way to.
Whatever Ryan can theory craft
He has
is
seen me cast
a
an
good thing,
augury
and
before.
Yeah, I mean, I've teleported with extra dimensional space before. That's fine.
Teleporting with extra
Folding-
dimensional space seems to be
Folding
fine.
dimensional space on itself is where it's dangerous. But this is a
Right.
So it's been 10 minutes walking back to the surface. Well, Van Helsing scries.
That's
Yeah,
like
so
20
I want-
some minutes have passed. You go down, pick it up, set it down, cast
no, I
the spell.
teleported.
No,
walk-
10 minutes because he dimension door down.
Oh, you dimension door down and
So,
walk back up.
yeah,
Okay,
so
it's
maybe
like
11,
10, 12
12
minutes. Sure.
yeah.
Okay, so I want to do this reflecting pool. It's an 85% chance, so I want low here. That's a pass.
Okay.
So this is the cleric and Thornwood. And I have scryed on dead people before, so if he's dead, I'd probably just scry on his dead body.
I'm not sure how to relay this information.
They're burning an effigy of me and you.
The Eye of Sauron takes over this portal or this reflecting pool surface. Then here's I see you.
I think you scry upon the blackened remains of the inside of a temple, but you don't see a body.
Okay. So there's looking around, like studying this temple a bit, it looks like it's been pretty much burned.
Yes, it looks like some sort of fire came through here. Again, the viewpoint is situated above, so you
Okay.
can't see what the ceiling is like, but you can definitely see scorch marks. You can see areas where the walls have been chipped by various things.
And can I move the point of view around a little bit with
No.
reflectable? Okay.
Fixed point view.
All right. Shit. Okay, I leave it for.
How long does that last?
I can do it for like 30 minutes or more, I think.
Oh, so when I come back to the surface,
Yeah, I'll leave it up actually for a bit so Georg
Isn't-
can see it.
yeah, I'm holding this tiny little portal.
And I say to
A little
Georg,
stone archway.
have you been to Thornwood anytime recently? Was the temple burned last time you were there?
I look with horror at this. It wasn't right, Neal. That was Thornwood.
No.
Wasn't. Yeah. Oh God, they already reached Thornwood. It's how could
Seems
they?
that way. Tomorrow I can check Misty Rapids.
Thornwood's like 40 miles. So well, I've got one more scrying today. Look, when I tried to reduce this portal, I felt some resistance.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if I can safely do it again. So we should put this somewhere where we can
Do
leave.
you think you could teleport it to either Shirebrook Keep or Misty Rapids?
That's what I'm thinking. I would suggest Misty Rapids. Shirebrook has.
Can you take me with you?
Oh, I don't think I have a reduce. To take.
Am I light enough?
Let's
I'm
see.
I'm less than.
No, I don't think so.
I'm less than 300 pounds.
I think teleport is basically just the wizard until you hit like level.
Let me see. I don't know what it is for like the extra weight you can carry.
A maximum of 250 pounds. That's including me.
I think I'm. Oh,
No,
that
that's just me. So unless I reduce you guys, such that you fit in my tiny little 50-pound backpack.
Wait, it's 250 pounds including yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's basically meant for just myself. We've kind of
Okay.
worked around it with reduce.
What level is Reflecting Pool? And what
4th.
book? Page?
It's not the player's handbook. It's something else.
It's gotta be spells and magic. Seeing it anywhere.
Players. Oh no, it is player's handbook, page 278.
Thank you.
Yep.
So
What are you looking for, Neal?
I just wanted to read over it again.
Oh, okay.
Duration is 1 round per level.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, so I think Ryan wouldn't see it by the time he gets back.
Okay, so I tell him, I convey
Yeah,
that
that's fine.
the temple in Thornwood is.
Oh, also, hold on. The casting time is 2 hours.
Are you serious?
So, yeah.
Oh, holy shit. Okay, I don't do it
He's
right
probably
now, then.
hanging out with you. Well, at some point, you're going to have to do that, so
Oh,
you already
sure.
have the
Maybe
knowledge.
we do
so,
it before he goes down at all in the first place. Like we do it early in the morning.
I think for me to even know about that, that's how it would have had to have been.
Yeah, you guys will.
Okay, yeah,
You can cast it half before or after. It doesn't really matter.
It would have been before, because while the portal's reduced, I need to figure out what to do with it.
Yeah,
Right.
so we do that before. And he sees this burned temple.
Yeah, I will ask out loud to Van if it's a horrible idea to try and teleport a portal.
It'd be very easy to ask this question. Neal, can I augury for somebody else, or is it only for things that affect me? Let me read the spell.
Why don't you read the spell? While you guys are contemplating portal moving, let's flip over to Malachi.
Yeah.
Nick.
All right, flying over the landscape, feeling emo, listening to, I don't know, Funeral for a Friend or something. As I fly over the forests towards Malchus's little place.
So what's going through Malachi's head while he is soloing, flying towards an area where Malchus is suspected to be?
Whether I should submit to him. Feeling just helpless, like all of this time and all this work I've put in, like even when I was in the Shadow Realm trying to save Van, a lot of it was just, let's rescue the people for the political points, and all of that's literally gone up in flames because of my fault. More so than concern for everyone else, but really it's all just fucked and it's all been for nothing. And all hope is kind of lost, and I almost just want to leave it all behind and sort of wash my hands of it, start fresh.
So you find yourself with these thoughts as you circle above the canyon over which this spooky area is.
Yeah. Is there can I see people walking up the ridge or anything like that?
Nope. Lot of trees down there. It's a well-forested area.
So I'll shift into a smaller bird and get closer under the canopy.
Okay. The colors begin to leach from the area as you descend. Lower and lower. You get within the canopy of trees, and that familiar desaturated look comes over everything.
Yeah.
You see the ground beneath you is worked stone, like someone had built a road. Kind of not entirely unlike that road you saw in that other weird place with all the demons cruising around.
How not entirely?
I mean, they're
could be
not
a coincidence,
identical.
or-
It could be a coincidence. Might just be a similar style of work. Or maybe it's done by similar folks.
So I'll turn back into me, and I guess I'm at the precipice of where this starts to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of looking forward and looking back up above the canopy, not sure what to do. And I guess I'll just take a few steps forward.
Okay. There is
I'll kind of wait for the voice to start.
eerie silence. There's no voice, but here you are as a little bird hanging out on a tree, and below your feet is this worked stoneway.
Yeah, no, I'll turn back into a human.
Back into a
Into me.
human. You're on the ground now. There's a creek that is what this canyon is derived from. Off to your right, you're looking uphill, and there's this nice pathway that goes up. There's some steps, and then a flat part, and some steps, and like a curving ramp. You see some stone columns built into the side of the mountain on your left, and the mountain looks like it's been chiseled away to make this area where these columns come up and support just a little bit of the mountain before it continues to slope away.
So what does it look like it goes to? Like, is
It
there an
just
entrance?
heads up the canyon for a little ways.
I'll go as far as I got last time.
You're already farther than that. You've come down further than you were before.
And there's no voice.
No.
Where are you? What have you done? I'll just keep taking another step to keep walking forward slowly.
You walk forward until the pathway curves left. Not really curves, but makes a nice sharp angular left into this. I would call it a cave, except it's not natural formation. The outside of it is clearly some worked stone in a nice large archway, maybe 20 feet tall and 30 feet wide. There are figures, kind of in nothing really too discernible, just male and female figures, and some of them have armor, some of them have normal clothes. You can't make out what the symbology of it means, but figures carved along the side of this entranceway. There are stone braziers on either end of it.
Well, hang on, I do have an archaeology proficiency. Ancient history archaeology, so maybe I do recognize some of the symbology.
Please, give me an archaeology proficiency.
Pass.
The stonework and the relief is reminiscent of things you've seen before that discuss the creation of the world. That people passing stones to one another are supposed to represent the various gods actually physically building the world. And these, swirling things off here are supposed to be the, that's the element of fire, and that's the element of water. Here's the elemental of earth, and here's the elemental of air, kind of scattered around it. And the figures are supposed to be the gods. That one in armor is clearly a Stair. That one over there is Velmontarius. That's Sayer. There's Cobb. You can kind of piece them together.
And there's no preference to Malchus or anything like that. Is Malchus's person there? What's his person look like?
With the 35, yeah, you can get him. He is standing kind of near the top. Oh god, no, he's near the bottom left. Actually, he would be one of the first figures that you would approach. And his symbol is kind of ripping earth or ripping stones out of the very earth itself.
Okay. So this is like an entrance to some sort of cave.
Some sort of underground container. Cave is too natural of a sense here. Yeah, this is like a worked stone area.
I'll walk in.
Okay. Excuse me one moment. Okay, so you start to walk in that direction. Can I get a perception check, please?
Fail.
Okay. You enter the chamber. It's dark in here. You're going to need to shed a light stone to see anything.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to do that last time I was in this area, and it didn't have any effect, but I will take it out.
As you walk into this entranceway, the lightstone seems to shed light in here, but not into the shadowy areas in the forest behind you.
Okay.
There's still maybe it's just because everything in here is kind of grayish already, but you're not seeing much in the way of colors.
Do I recognize it as the place I've scried upon?
No, not quite. The passage is large, 20 feet high, 30 or 40 feet wide, and it runs for maybe a quarter mile before you come to a clear and distinct fork. One goes left, one goes right.
There's no indication on anything?
Nope.
Try shining the stone down both.
It only goes like 60 feet down both, and they're just equally long passageways.
I'll take out a coin.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say out loud, heads for left, tails for right, and flip it.
Okay.
So shall I roll a d2?
1 for left, 2 for right.
Left.
Okay. As the coin tumbles on the ground and clatters, there is a low and deep voice that kind of rumbles out from the surrounding.
Who are you?
This isn't the same voice, right?
No, this one's not in your head. This is actually, you can feel it vibrating the ground at your feet.
Okay, I think I take a step back. Just a humble visitor.
I need you to make me a save versus petrification at -4.
That doesn't sound good. What is the save versus petrification? 11. Pass.
Ooh. You stand strong against the fear as a long neck attached to a very lizard or dragon-like head emerges from the shadows to the path to the right.
To the right.
The scales are kind of midnight blue, maybe a little black or gray. White, gleaming teeth, a long, singular tongue, not forked at the end or anything. Kind of juts out from the darkness. You can just barely see the head, and the neck is lost in shadow as this thing looks down on you.
I'd start to take a few steps back and say, I will leave if I'm not welcome.
I think we're gonna have to flip back to Ryan and Georg now. Ryan and Georg, what's going on?
Sean and Ryan.
Sean.
So I read augury, and it says if any sort of weal or woe will befall the party. So would that extend to Georg teleporting away on his own?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm gonna cast augury, and say what will become of Georg if he teleports with this portal in his possession. There's an 88% chance for a successful answer, Neal. Or sorry, 78% chance. I could just roll it myself because there's no false answer to it. It's just works or doesn't.
Sure, you want to roll it for yourself?
Sure.
78?
Yep, 78 or lower. 100. That's a fail. So there's no reply.
No reply.
What does Van have any advice personally? Like, I mean, I think it's been in Shirebrook for all this time, and it clearly hasn't worked out well. My proposal was to lock it in the dungeons of Misty Rapids.
To be honest, do you think we can make it back to Shirebrook Keep and just store it in the dungeons there before your reduce spell wears off? I think teleporting with that thing might be a decent idea, but I'm not sure if we should do it.
Yeah, maybe more research is necessary. Yes. All right, do we have keys to the dungeons here?
We can always bash down the door.
That's true, or knock them and wizard lock them.
Do you have a way to get back there pretty quick? We only have so much time before that portal becomes big again, right?
I don't. Are we within 20 minutes of the dungeons, Neal?
The Shirebrook dungeons?
Yeah, if we go at like a run.
You have a phantom steed, definitely.
I don't.
Oh,
and that
then
takes
no.
10 minutes to summon, but I don't have it anyways.
Really, we just need to be able to move it somewhere. Is there like a discrete location, perhaps another room in the mine?
I mean, maybe the mine is the best place to just use it, huh?
Might as well just go back in there if we can't get it anywhere. Like, I think.
I mean, I can teleport, but our conclusion seems to be that that's going to be too dangerous.
It's risky. You can take the risk, but I wouldn't. You could be ripped apart doing so, and I wouldn't know anything of it.
Do I think that's a real possibility? I mean, I guess. Do I have any inkling, or
Perhaps
is it more like?
I think that there's a possibility. You know, that you're. Teleporting is very similar to a portal. It's a kind of a similar effect. And there is the risk that it might work in the same regard as moving or combining extra-dimensional spaces. Maybe you could devise some sort of smaller test to run at a different point in time.
But here in the field, it's probably just going in blind or not doing it at all.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, I say that.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think I would risk it. I really want it in Misty Rapids, but
we can always move it another time.
I don't think I want to risk tearing myself. Could we put it in like a cart so that it's on wheels? Can I find an abandoned cart within a few minutes walk of the mines, or even a mine cart?
There are some mining carts inside, though. Although
Are
when
they-
the portal grows, it'll oversize
big.
them.
Mhm.
But
Can I find one in Shirebrook within? I'll look around for 10
Couldn't you
minutes to
simply
see if I can
reduce
find a
another
cart.
time?
Shirebrook is a couple of miles from here. I guess you can run a mile in 8 minutes as an adventurer, no problem.
10
Maybe even a 7-minute
minutes.
mile.
I mean, I've done a 6-minute
Yeah.
mile before.
Yeah,
Garrett's
sure.
Con
You
is
could
only
probably
7, so let's
run
say
if
10.
you book it into Shirebrook. Maybe you can
Yeah.
find a cart to put it on.
Yeah, I'll give that a shot. And if not, I guess we can just leave the portal in the streets of
Sure.
Shirebrook until
Um,
we decide to move it again.
Let's see. Yeah, you make it into Shirebrook and find a wagon that's
Is it
been knocked
level
over.
so the portal won't like tip over when it's
You
when
can put it
grows
on a
again?
level terrain. It's knocked to the side. You guys can tip it over, get it right.
Yeah, I
and
just
set
want to make sure
little
the
portal.
floor of the cart
Yeah.
is like,
Yeah.
All right.
Uh,
And I guess, yeah, so we'll
Alright.
do that.
All right, and I think we wheel it
Uh,
inside.
And
to, like, one
we'll
of the
wheel it into
buildings.
like the courtyard of.
Yeah, and then find like a building with a big, like a high up
Shirebrook.
roof that the portal
Okay.
could stay inside of.
We'll have to do some math to see if the weight of the portal when it expands is more than the weight that the cart can carry. It might just break through the cart and land on the ground.
Okay.
But in the
Um,
meantime, oh yeah,
I do have one more clairvoyance. I had it if I wanted to teleport to Misty Rapids, but maybe. What do you think, Van? Should I scry on Thornwood? Does it seem
Thornwood
like
seems well destroyed. I would try the next town over. That's Misty Rapids, or is that Cauldron?
Misty
my geography
Rapids?
is not the
Yeah.
Misty Rapids.
Yeah. Okay.
Do what you
but
need
I
to
don't
do,
think I
Galen.
need to. I'm not planning on teleporting to Misty Rapids. I don't think so. I'll just do a look at the town instead of.
Okay.
The
And then Van is going to just kind of head over to the door and keep a guard on it to make sure nothing comes in.
all right. So you clairvoyance on Misty Rapids.
Yeah.
It is there. It is standing.
Are there?
There's no. You have a
demons
100% chance, right?
marching in the street. There's no way to fail clairvoyance. No.
Right. Um,
Are there demons marching down the street? Do I see
There are
people
no
buzzing?
demons marching in the streets, but you do see barricades set up along the road and people being marshaled in various types of armor or lack of armor gathering in the streets. It looks like some sort of defense is being mounted. Someone is aware of something going on.
Shit. It looks like Misty Rapids is militarizing. I think I need to be there.
Perhaps you could wait one day, reduce me with you. You could use a strong fighter at your side. Are there any others in Misty Rapids? Malachi as well.
I mean, I have my guards, but they're pretty useless.
Malachi has exploded entire squadrons of enemies with fireballs before. He'd be a valuable ally at your side.
Yeah, let's wait for Malachi and then head west to see if we can head off this demon army before they get into too much trouble.
Sure. I would say it's for the best. If a day makes the difference in Misty Rapids' decline, I don't think your presence there would be able to save it.
All right.
Let's
Nick, you're
back-
so close to level 9. Come back to us.
Let's flip back to Malachi. Malachi. You're muted.
As I walk backwards, saying I won't stay if I'm not welcome, I'll take out my bag of 20 moonstones.
Okay. And I think this is the point where the creature begins to inhale deeply, and the two of you roll initiative.
Run, Nick.
All right. What's my initiative? What's the initiative? So just run.
3.
+3, yeah. Which is weird because isn't a dagger +2?
Right? Isn't that kind of fucked up?
I
If I wanted to punch you, it's at +3, but if I want to stab you with a dagger, it's at +2.
Okay, that's
Counter strike. You got to equip your dagger to run faster.
8.
Ugh.
Okay.
Breath weapon should be pretty slow at least.
Yeah, if Gargantuan creature
Breath
is
weapon
like
is
11 initiative.
+1 to initiative.
No.
What?
Yep. That's what I just looked in the DMG. Malachi, you turn and begin to run as you are caught up in this blinding cloud, and I need you to make me a saving throw versus breath weapon. Good luck, buddy.
20.
The game wants Malachi to live, but he still takes 15 damage after everything's been reduced.
No, you are now level 6.
Okay.
You are reduced by... You were level 8
It
before,
is a
right?
shadow dragon.
I was
You
level 8
are
before.
level 6 now. You
Yes.
lose any 4th level spells, and probably some spells of lower levels too. When it comes time to casting them, we'll just randomly determine which spells you have left of which levels.
It's Well, I mean, I think I know it's not permanent, but
And you should also lose yourself 2d4 HP.
Oh, this could get really bad.
Holy this could get really good if I get to re-roll it when I come back.
You could go pretty far down the rabbit hole here.
Sticks.
Okay.
Oh my god.
You have 9 HP?
Yep.
11. No, yeah, 9.
Fly, man.
Yeah, I've still got Polymorph self-cast on me though, right? Does that act before me?
Yes.
Okay. Can I change my action to just shift into a bird?
Sure. You start running and shift into a bird, which takes a full round.
Yeah. So then roll initiative again.
Yes.
Breath weapon beam +1 is insane.
Well, all you got to do is breathe, right? It's pretty
You have
fast.
to like inhale first, I imagine.
What is it
to? It's pretty fast.
What is it to fly 3?
Yep.
You might be a small creature. So
Small creature, tiny creatures have a faster initiative, but small and medium both go at 3.
I think I'll just go for the eagle. That's movement speed 48.
Okay. Let me review my older notes from way back when.
Somewhere, Evan is silently cackling to himself.
He's in chat.
Yeah, I know, but he's been saying it's a shadow dragon for so long.
Yeah. Jumping up and down.
The question is, was this planned or is this fan service? I think we all know the answer to that.
But
though.
I chose the left tunnel, Neal. I chose the left tunnel.
Well, it wasn't about choosing. It was about talking and alerting things to your presence.
Where's Malchus? What's going on?
So you go at 8?
Yeah.
Ooh, you go just before it.
Hey, fuck off.
So you fly. You're a little bird, and you're flying as fast as your little wings will carry you.
I'm a giant eagle, and I'm going at movement
You're
speed 48.
not a giant eagle inside this brood. I guess you're big enough.
Well, if it's big enough for a fucking
big hallway.
dragon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
an eagle could easily fly in here.
So I fuck off faster than any dragon can fly.
Okay. You just take a look at the range of these spells.
But I get around the corner, Neal, on my turn.
I mean, it's a pretty straight shot going down that hallway. So we're saying that you go your movement rate in tens of feet per round?
Times 4. Yeah, well, my normal movement rate times 4. But I'm doing a double move, so...
Right, so you're going like 120... what's the movement rate of a giant bird? Of your
48.
Eagle? 48? So 480 feet is how far it can go?
No, it would be twice that, wouldn't it? 960.
If you don't act, if you just move.
Yeah,
Okay.
double move.
No, you can move your full move, or you can do a half movement
Okay.
thing. You don't get to...
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So you can go 480 feet.
Mm-hmm.
That is 160 yards.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Well, you start flying. You break out. Well, you get to the edge of the cave, or just about out of it.
If I get out of it, though, I'll go up and out of sight.
Right. The creature can do a half move and cast a spell on you because you are still within range. It casts Dispel Magic on you.
Oh, shit.
Neutralize
it's a
spell-like
high-
effects.
It's Dispel Magic, it has to roll, I think it's like 11 is the base for success. If it's higher level than him, he gets +1 for every level higher. If it's lower level, it gets -1 for every level lower.
Right. Okay, what level is it casting at? Do.
Spell Magic's range is 60 yards. So
Oh
you can
shit, no, hold on, this would go off before you. I'm sorry. Dragon spells have a verbal component and their spells have a casting time of 1 regardless of level. Oh shit.
Fuck.
You didn't
Okay.
roll that initiative, though, Neal. But, you know. Well,
I rolled its next initiative. I looked up the spell and then rolled, added the...
Is it actually
Casting
in range
time
though?
on.
Didn't he go like...
He
a
moved
shit ton of
160
distance?
yards, but the dragon actually goes before him because I misread or forgot that dragon spells have a casting time of 1 innately. So the dragon would have gone at 7 instead of at 9.
You should
But
roll
even
this-
then, it could have done a half move and cast because it still would have been within range. So, I think it just goes at its. It doesn't say this. Would have loved to prepare more heavily for this.
Haven't you been preparing this Shadow Dragon for months?
Ish. Complicated. It's complicated, bro.
Base chance is 11.
Oh
Higher
wait, can I
modifies
Yeah.
by their level difference.
do something else on my turn since it's going first?
Well, it's going to. Yeah. Well, hold on. Let's just deal with it
okay.
this turn before we do yours.
Yeah. All right.
So I think
Malachi's level should be treated as level 8.
no level 6 because he's already
No,
been.
but the effect
Oh,
of the polymorph
yeah.
is cast
Yeah,
at an
the
8th
polymorph is-
level.
You're right.
So if the creature casts it higher than that, which it probably is, it gets a.
I don't know. Are they higher? Are dragons actually wizards?
I don't know.
It can cast higher level spells than Malachi can for certain.
Somewhere its combat modifier is added to some base to compute.
Right, but some dragons have
casting
a base, and this one doesn't say what the base spell level is for it.
So then I think it's just its age category, right?
It should. Doesn't it say like when
I-
monsters can cast spells, what level they cast spells at?
Usually,
Yes,
I'm
but
having
the
trouble
dragon
finding
section
that
is
right now.
enormous, and I don't think.
Oh, here we go. I just
missed.
missed it up. It's 6 plus. Okay, so it cast at 18th level. So Malachi, you're 8, so it needs it just can't roll a 1, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
No, Malachi's magical effects are
Wait,
dispelled.
can it be?
All right.
Can polymorph self be dispelled?
Yeah. Any magical
Alright,
effect
alright.
can be dispelled, really.
Not
Alright.
like this.
Fuck.
Can I change my action?
Sure, what do you
Please.
do?
I drink the potion of gaseous form.
Ooh.
That.
Each effect or potion in the spell's area is checked to determine if it is dispelled. So we should actually dispel magic on everything magical you own.
No,
Really?
no, hold on. That's a different effect. First,
Yeah.
it has a chance to remove.
I
Does
think
it
you
do
have to,
all
you
of
have
its
to target
effects?
potions and things.
Okay, hold on.
Separately.
First, remove spell-like effects, including from creatures and or objects. Second,
Is
it
it-
disrupts
yeah.
the casting or use of these in the area at the instant that the spell is cast. Third, it destroys magical potions, which are treated
It
at
may
12th
just.
level.
It may destroy magical potions.
Hold on, I'm pretty
Right,
sure
so
'cause it
it's-
specifies some things need to be specifically targeted to be dispelled, and I think potions are one of them.
Each effect or potion in the area is checked to determine if it is dispelled.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so let's just go down the line of everything magical you have, Malachi. Let's start with
Well,
potions,
no,
because those
no,
are
potions
permanently
say that.
destroyed.
Yeah.
And they each get a save. So how many potions
Potion
do you
is
have?
treated as 12th level.
Right.
I've got 1,
Oh my
3
God.
healing potions, gaseous form potion. That's it.
So we're going to go healing, gaseous form. You need 11 or higher to pass, but then the dragon's got a +6 because the potion's at 12th and it's at 18th, so you need to roll a 17 or higher to pass. So potion, gaseous form, 3, 40, 20.
Oh no. Fuck.
So one potion is saved, the others are destroyed.
Which one was saved?
The healing. Now, permanent magical items like scrolls, wands, that sort of thing. Wait, dispel
They
magic
have
spell
to be
does
specific,
not
sorry, I just
affect
read
a specific unless it's cast directly upon them. So those are
Yeah.
fine. Any other spell-like effects? Oh, your armor spell. Go ahead and make me just
It's
try and roll a
just-
20 on that one, please.
Why is it not just gone?
Because it like your
it's for every
polymorph.
effect.
Yeah. Nope.
You roll it.
Armor's
yeah.
gone. Any
Stone
other?
skin.
Oh, stone skin.
Stone
Yeah.
skin.
Oop, gone. Off by 1.
Are we sure it's a 20? Yeah, definitely a 20.
Yeah, because it's 18th and you're 8th, so
Wait,
it
so
gets a
he's
plus
6th.
10. So yeah, but the stone skin was cast at 8th level,
Oh.
so the dragon gets a plus. Malachi gets a -10 to his save, so he needs to roll a natural 20.
Run. Run, buddy.
Fucking
Yep.
hell.
The potion.
So it's your turn.
I mean, hang on. I'll make a half move and cast mirror image.
Oh, alright. Malachi
Cast a
casts
spell magic again.
Half move back, cast mirror image.
Okay.
So he's forced back into Malachi form at this point, right?
Yes. Okay,
This
let's
would be a
roll
great time to turn
initiative.
into a tree.
Oh god. It gets a 2 on its initiative.
So he's mirror imaged.
How many mirror
let me
images
just-
do you produce?
Let me check.
Does he lose spells that were a higher level? Because he's already memorized those spells.
Yep, he does.
Okay.
And in fact, we should randomly... You've lost some spells of lower levels too. So we should see which ones were randomly
Wait, you
lost
lose
from your
spells?
memory. Well, because he can memorize fewer spells now that he's 6th level than he could at 8th level.
What is it at 6?
I'm
Should
looking.
we just say? Should we just take?
Oh
the
no,
ones
hold
at
on.
the end?
4 first level, you lose 1 second and
So-
1 third.
So should we just say I lose slow and Melf's acid arrow because they're the third ones that I've put in the list?
That's fair. Those are the last ones that you've added, so they should be the first ones gone. Okay.
All right. So
It's nice that you have them in order of when you memorize them.
so D4 plus 2 for mirror image.
Okay, roll it. 5. Okay.
Didn't
so
you already
that's what did on
cast
the
mirror
last round.
image? You like lost
No.
your round, so you got a full round move last round. It dispelled you before you acted.
Right, it dispelled before he acted.
All right. Yeah. So
Malachi.
Oh,
It's
right,
back
you would
to
have lost
Malachi
mirror
form.
image in the spell.
So if nothing else, you ran 120 feet,
wait.
Wait,
or
he
maybe
lost
you
mirror image.
ran 60
No,
feet and cast mirror
He,
image. at
he
that same
dispelled
round.
magic before he casted mirror image.
Yeah.
Second, it disrupts the casting or use of these things like spell effects.
But he
So if
half
he's
moved, then cast the
casting,
spell.
well, he's casting mirror image on that round, so the dispel magic goes off at the beginning of the round.
I think he declared casting after the dispel magic went off. Like
That's
I think right?
Yeah, we
'Cause-
play pretty loosey-goosey with the magic
But
rules. we
also,
allow
like,
half
you should be able to
moves
make a
and
half move
things.
and then do the mirror image.
Yeah,
But he wasn't
That's fair.
planning on casting mirror image until.
And
I
I'm
wasn't,
pretty sure the
yeah, changed
AOE. I'm pretty sure the AOE is less than he can move.
It's a 30-foot cube. I think
Yeah,
you.
he should
I
be
think
able to move
that.
out and then
I
cast
think
mirror
you're
image.
120 feet further away.
Sure.
Wait,
then-
can't he just
then-
go like?
I'm not
60
sure
and then do
what's
mirror
happening.
image?
So did I get it off or not?
we're-
So here's the thing: if you were casting Fireball at the dragon and then his dispel magic goes off, it would interrupt your Fireball spell. The argument is that your initial action was to fly, and then you got disrupted into your form, so then you changed your action to
so
cast a
couldn't he
spell,
just,
so
like,
that didn't
yeah,
get
couldn't
interrupted.
he just like do his
Yeah.
half move and then
Right.
cast the spell?
Sure. Then in that situation, I would give you an additional initiative modifier, but since you're going last anyway, it doesn't matter.
matter.
So you get your mirror image off. We go to the next round. The dragon rolls a 1+1 for initiative, and you roll a...
Well, I can't. I'm gonna run. So.
Okay, 1+3.
Wait.
Okay.
Actually, no. I want to just check the movement speed of fly.
18.
18.
Is that so? That's faster than
Faster
walking.
than running.
Yeah.
You can't run fly. You can like run to movement rate 24.
Okay.
Once you get
yeah, so
outside of the cave, over
I'm gonna try-
rough terrain.
sprint out of the cave and then fly away when I get there.
Fuck.
Okay. It casts... Hold on. It casts Hold Person at you, and it is
has to pick
targeting
one of them. Yeah.
only him, yes.
He has to pick one of the mirror images.
Yes. But...
Or all of them and roll it.
You know, we can
bonus.
explain how this works a little bit later, but the mirror he's not fooled by the mirror images.
Oh,
immune to
of a
low-level
certain
illusion?
intelligence, you're basically immune to illusions.
Well, yeah,
No.
we can discuss it at a later point when we're not in the middle of a battle, but he can detect which one is Malachi.
So do I get a save?
You make a saving throw at -2 penalty versus spell.
Pass, I think.
Nice. You throw off the hold person and run out. So the entrance was about 500 feet from you. This is a round of 120 feet plus a round of 60 feet, so you're 180 feet out of the cave.
I cannot sprint though.
Yeah, you go ahead and you can run. If all you're doing is running this round.
And the next
Yeah,
round
it
you can
basically lowers
triple
your
and-
AC or something.
Yeah. I think you can... I think
It's
you
like
can go
50%
straight to
more.
running.
Well, I think
If
you
all
can
you're
you
doing-
if you ignore the dragon and pretend you're not in combat, can you do it in yards instead of feet? Is that a thing too?
Sure.
That probably just give you like
Character
massive
can normally
numbers
walk
in
his
combat.
movement rate in tens of yards in a single round. However, in combat, it changes to tens of feet. Through a dungeon or similar setting, it corresponds to 10 feet.
But if it's a long straight passage, he can sprint.
Right. Characters
and
can also
cover-
move faster than normal walking place. In a dungeon, the character can automatically increase to normal, but doing so suffers a penalty of being surprised and give others a chance to surprise you, yada yada. You also can't notice anything, so you can just full out run at 120 yards per round.
That's walking. No, he could run to 240, right? You can run
Yeah,
to
I
double,
think so.
and then even
Right.
get all the way up to 5x running using optional rules with con checks.
Well, because I've not
Strength
got
checks.
out in the first round doing that.
Well, yeah, 'cause you did
240
a,
yards. Did that get him out?
completed each turn, creature escapes. La la la. Okay, so running or jogging, the character can always double his movement. If you want to let's see. If jogging isn't fast enough, a character can also run. If he rolls a successful strength check, he can move at 3 times his normal rate. So you can jog out, or you can try and make a strength check and run out. I guess
Can
if
I-
you fail the strength check, you just go at jogging pace. So
Could I not have tried to do that when I was still making the half move before?
you can't run half move and I'm gonna
Can't
say if you're
run.
gonna run and
You
then
can't do that and cast a spell.
yeah,
right?
Okay.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm gonna go with. So go ahead and give me a strength check to increase your movement rate to triple.
Pass.
Boom. So you run at 360 yards in a minute. You run a football length, well, more than a football length in a minute.
Triple that.
You're super fast, Malachi.
Alright, I flee the fuck out and run back down the ridge as far as I can.
Okay, you break out of there, hearing the dragon chugging down the hallway behind you.
Can it move
mean,
that
I'm-
fast in this giant like if it's a giant thing, can it move that fast in this like small pathway?
It's a good question. So if you
Like it was
let's
so
see.
big that Malachi just saw like a giant head go around a
Well,
corner.
I'm going to leave its exact size a slight mystery to you, but as I said, it is 20 feet high, 30 feet wide, and as an eagle, he could have flown or was flying through it, or momentarily.
Giant
So
eagle.
right, so the dragon comes chasing after you, Malachi.
I try and, like, I can hear it behind me as I'm running, right?
Yeah, and
So I've
it's
got an
faster
idea
than
of-
you.
I've got an idea of how far away I am, so I'll try and find a hiding place when I get out.
Okay. Okay, so you. I don't have its exact collection of spells on hand. I never got around to writing down all of its spells because I thought, who the hell is going to go check out that possible dragon place? My time is better spent on other things.
Just thought it'd be cool.
The last words of every great adventurer.
Never split the party.
Never split the party. Where is... Oh, God, where's the spell that I'm looking for? Why isn't Regal Goblins up? Ah!
I think if you take this long to look up the spell, the dragon whiffs and loses initiative automatically.
Alright, so I think it's going to... What is it doing when it's chasing after you? Cool. So let's do initiative.
Well, for the next round.
Yeah. So the dragon chases... So at the end of that round, it cast hold person. You passed. You ran out of the cave. This
Much
next
faster than
round...
because it's only made a half move in feet.
Yeah, so it
Cast
moves
the
60
spell.
feet. So it's like 400 feet behind it.
It's
400
got a
feet.
higher movement rate than 12.
All right, but
Yeah.
still, it's only moved like 100 feet, and I've gone like 400.
Yep. So,
Well ahead.
your initiative. What are
Okay.
you doing now that you're having exited the cave?
Well, it's not directly behind me, so I'm going to cast Fly and then try and fuck off.
Okay. Cool. Initiative.
Roll low, my friend.
Okay.
11.
So the dragon comes running out of the cave. It takes its whole move to exit, bursts out under the canopy, and looks around to see if it can spot you. While you are casting a fly spell, yes, a natural 19 plus whatever its perception is, does spot Malachi as you cast fly and take off.
Ideally, your full move will be faster than it.
How fast do you fly?
18.
When descending, it's faster, and when ascending, it's slower.
I mean, you can just stay
Sure,
level.
but at a level pace, it's moving rate 18.
Yeah, but if it's like a hill going down, right? So I think I'd go quicker going down.
Oh, yeah.
But
Good
you...
point. So you can do 36, moving
But you
rate
need to
36 down
ascend.
the...
Oh,
No,
'cause-
but
no,
he's,
'cause
you're
you're-
up a valley, so you could descend at 36 if he's decreasing in elevation,
Right.
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
And can I do the strength check to go extra quick?
Well,
Otherwise-
flying?
I don't think that's a thing with the fly spell.
I don't think
But
it's a thing
otherwise-
with fly.
Otherwise,
Fly
it's no
is-
faster than running.
Well, right, but flying is
It's
not
not.
necessarily supposed to be faster. It's supposed to just be more direct.
All right, well, movement 36, going down
Okay.
through the
Cool.
canopy.
So 360 yards.
And I'll stay under the trees, right? I'm weaving in between the trees to try and... Like, it won't be able to see me unless it's smashing through the trees behind me.
Right. Okay. Next round. Roll me some initiative.
For just running.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. 6.
Okay. You continue to fly the hell out of there. You hear the dragon shrieking above you. You've now left the dimly grayed, desaturated area and are back in normal forested area. And you see not one, but 3 shadow dragons flying over the canyon above you.
Fuck.
What?
Shadow dragons. Alright. Neal, can I roll an intelligence check to see what my best bet here is to try and hide, I think. If I fly out, they're gonna just kill me, aren't they?
I can't give you that because I don't know the answer to that. Like, the best bet is a very subjective experience or notion.
Is there any good hiding places? Is there like a crack in a crevice in the rock that I can just like
Oh, there's
shimmy in?
tons of hiding places. Yeah, you're going down a canyon. There's boulders, there's rocks, there's trees, there's a little creek. There's all sorts of shit.
So if there's like a crevice in the rock that I can just wedge myself in, I will cast invisibility and wedge myself in between there.
Okay. Let's roll initiative
For what?
for your turn. Just to see who goes first. You're ahead of the dragon, definitely.
Which one?
The dragons, I should say.
So for invis, right?
Mhm.
I mean, they saw through the mirror image, so I don't think invis. How good of a hiding place are we talking?
Hold on. Okay. Well, you can find some pretty damn good hiding places. I'm going to give you some sort of check to see how well you can hide yourself, but you're going to be invisible anyway, so it's not going to be much of a problem. Right?
Well, yeah, but they can see through evolutions, can't they? So invis isn't really gonna help me.
Only
So-
Great Worm probably pretty far. But
So what are you going to do,
Well, like-
Malachi?
Okay, so the canopy that I'm flying under,
Mm-hmm.
presumably they can't see under the canopy, can they? Presumably.
Presumably, maybe.
So let's say I map out a path to escape by staying through the trees. Like, how well hidden can I stay? Does it look like the trees are thick going all the way, or at some point am I gonna pass out from under the canopy and be seen?
There will be points where you will have to pass out of the canopy. Guaranteed.
I can't plan a path that won't happen.
Maybe if you go up, if you fly up, there'll probably be maybe some ridge. I don't know. You're under a canopy of trees, so you don't have perfect knowledge of the area around you. You know, like in order to see if there's a way up the mountain, you might have to pop your head out of the canopy. If you're looking down this way, all you can see are trees around you and bends, and God knows, you know, you walked this path before. You know that there's a certain clearing over here where it's just the cliff sides and a little bit of a waterfall, and you had to like scramble around this. And there's definitely a good 30-foot section here that had no cover. But maybe if you go up a side over this way or up a side over there.
How far behind me is the dragon?
One of them is above you and behind you, maybe 300 feet. Another is further above that and behind it. You can't quite hear it, but you see it, or you can't quite spot it, but you see it occasionally. And
does it feel like I'm going faster than it?
Maybe. Or maybe it just took some time to cast a spell.
No, I'm just going to keep going.
All right. You keep going.
Are you going to keep making me roll initiative until it catches me, or what?
That's not going to be necessary, because eventually you will break out into that little spot of visibility, and the dragon can dimension door itself directly next to you.
Wait, can it hold a spell like that?
No, but when it sees him, it can cast dimension door.
Yeah,
but
it
can't.
And it takes a round to reel, and he gets another head start.
Dimension door does take a round to reel, but the dragon will be on your tail.
Yeah, but I'll be around ahead going faster again.
But it knows where you are.
Yeah, but I'll be back under the canopy. It's only only brief moments of visibility, right?
Yep. Yep. Okay. The three dragons continue to chase you.
Were they all reeling? They all teleported together and they're all reeling.
You're not there, and Malachi doesn't have good line of sight to what the dragon's doing.
Fair
so you guys are going to be left in lots of darkness. Okay. So the dragon dimension doors to you. You continue through underneath the canopy, and Lou, do roll me another initiative.
For running. 12.
Okay. You continue to make your way under the canopy. You hear a loud roar of the dragon as it calls your name specifically.
Well, I've already
from a
he's already
distance.
probed my mind before.
Yeah. You manage to escape down the forest between the hills and out. But the dragon does not follow you all the way back to Shirebrook. But it knows your name.
Shit.
And it is not happy with you.
Oh man, I've dodged death a few times in this campaign, but
Fuck.
That was ill-advised. So does Malachi hit level 7?
it fucking wears off, right? Unless it's Neal's hacked it to make it permanent.
No,
not
eventually you
undead.
eventually you will recover too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I get my
Rolls
HP
HP.
back, or do I just
You
go back
return
to
to your normal HP.
Oh, you lucky duck. Thought this was like a wraith.
I wish I'd have rolled 2
Having
ones. and then-
flashbacks.
Just roll 2 1s and have 11 HP.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have XP calculated, Neal?
You got
We've
to run,
already-
don't you?
Yeah, we're already 20 minutes over.
I know. I'm sorry about that. I did not
We're
expect
fine.
people to start like cruising into the Shadow Mountains alone.
Neither
I
did
can't
we.
tell you how many times I've hinted, don't go there alone.
Do you know, I had 2 things. I was going to go into the cave, or I was going to go and murder Porvin.
Fucking
decided to go
Porvin.
into the
Why would
cave.
you go kill Porvin?
Because I was upset about Shirebrook, but it doesn't.
Well, that's a valid reason, I guess. Sorry. So let's get a big buttload of experience for rejoining the parties and escaping the Shadow Mountains. We didn't give you experience for rejoining the party last time, did we?
I don't
No.
think so.
Do I get the experience alone for escaping the Shadow
No.
Dragon?
Everyone gets. You don't get any
The
experience. for
Shadow
that.
Dragon gets experience for kicking your ass.
No, I should get experience for discovering that it's a Shadow Dragon, though.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because we've been saying that for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Party experience.
Yeah, fine.
And there is a rousing round. I guess we'll catch that next time.
Yeah.
And let's
coming
see, there
back
was some
shell-shocked.
cool portal investigation stuff going on, and a bunch of other stuff, and then some role-playing experience.
Rescuing our hero Van Helsing from the underworld.
That's already
That
included.
is that is a world level quests. That we
The only
see.
true
that's
hero, really.
Interdimensional.
That's 10,000 experience added to the party pool right there. A couple thousand for finally discovering the long suspected shadow dragon. Let's see, a bunch of experience, a few hundred experience for portal playing. Let's see, returning to Shirebrook. I guess that's part of the greater experience. There was no real combat this round. This game.
We did remove those demons.
Oh,
we
you
killed
did
the
figure out a
six.
way to exercise demons.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's give you 500 for learning how to exercise. Maybe 1,000 for learning how to exercise demons, and then you exercised six. Was it?
Yes.
So I'll give you 600 experience for those 6 of you. You rescued 2 people from over there. Each person that you rescue is worth 100 experience.
Holy
So
shit.
200. Had you rescued everybody, that could have been.
I don't get experience for rescuing Van and Malachi.
That's part of the 10,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Plus, if we say we can always move portals and save the other ones.
Okay,
Potentially.
everybody, you
Potentially.
ready for your calculated? Oh, hold on, I'm going to include the 10%.
10%.
Everyone brings home 7,865.
Nice.
I hope that is enough for you, Sean.
That is-
Nick.
That is more than enough.
it's a little
Do you know
less
what-
than enough for me.
Do you know what
To be
you're going to
honest,
roll
if you
for?
If you just said I got no XP, I'd have happy to just been alive.
Give us a D4 for your hit points there, Malachi.
Don't make me roll a 1, Neal. Not again.
I don't make you do anything.
Not for the 4th level in a row. I can't even.
Clearly not.
Yes!
Oh yes!
Nice. Rats.
Oh my god.
Do you know what
Shaken.
spells you're going to roll for, or is that going to need some time to think?
Can I
What do
roll
you
for
wanna-
2, Neal, and then roll for the last one next time?
Well, we're kind of already out of time, so why don't we just do all the spells
Okay,
next time?
We'll do it next time.
Also, I don't know
You
if
can-
if the level drain's supposed to wear off or if Neal just nerfed it because level drain is the worst mechanic in the game.
No,
it
is.
does wear off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We spent all that time theory crafting how to possibly beat one Great Worm Shadow Dragon.
And now there's 3.
And now there's 3, so...
Well, it could have been an illusion.
That's true.
There might
I don't
have
know why
been
it
it might have been a
would've
mirror
bothered
image or something.
It probably is an illusion.
Yeah. We'll deal with that.
Or not.
Never. We're never dealing with that shadow dragon.
Where's
Well,
Marcus
we-
when you need
Look,
him?
we just need 14 ballistae instead of 7.
You're gonna need a lot more than Ballista to kill 3 of them.
Okay. Any final words before we close the show out for today?
Thanks for not killing me.
Yeah, I'm so happy
Thanks for
Malachi did that.
watching. Are we? Yeah.
If you hadn't
Yeah.
passed that hold person spell.
That would have been it.
Yeah.
Or the Petrification spell, or the...
Oh,
I
the
mean, there's a lot.
petrification was Dragon Fear Aura.
What would that have done?
Penalties to
Kind of-
combat abilities.
But you did try hard to kill me, though, with the destroying of the potions and everything, and the dispel. I mean, that was targeted. Doesn't destroy any of my magic items, then?
No.
No, if you
Yeah.
specifically target like a magic sword, it will
It gets
deactivate it for a
deactivated
period of
for-
time.
For like
Yeah.
1 to 4 minutes. It's pretty shitty for dispelling magic items.
Hey, man.
But for people wondering, I'm at 129,653 experience, and I need 225,000 to level
You're at 129 and you need 200.
225.
25. Dear God, so you need 100,000 experience to get anywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah,
about
I mean, to be fair,
95,000.
you should probably change the XP tables for clerics and rangers, because it's fucking
Well,
stupid.
but cleric spells level out at 7th level.
Yeah, and
So
I
once clerics
basically-
yeah.
level 9 is better for you, Nick. But once we get to 6th level spells, I'm basically going to get them at the same time as you, because you get them at level 12, but I get them at level 11.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Well, I take it Georg didn't level.
not even. I'm in the similar boat to Van. Level 10 is a big one, or not a big one, but it's a long stretch.
What,
So-
how much do you have left?
I have 174,000. I think it's like a 200 something thousand deal. 250,000. So like 75,000 to go.
All
Oh
right.
joy.
Well, it looks like we have plenty of quests now that we made it. back to
The
Thornwood.
world has kind of fallen to shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how bad the world would be
Whoops.
if you guys hadn't ever gotten involved.
It wouldn't have existed. If the world descends into chaos and there's no PCs around to observe it, does it really happen?
All right.
That's funny.
Well, that's it for
Reddit-
this week. Oh,
Reddit
someone's
thread.
gonna put
Oh,
up
yeah,
a
I'll
Reddit
put up the
thread.
Reddit thread right now.
Yeah. I don't know how we're going to continue from this point. There's so much going on, but we'll find a way to do it.
Divide and conquer.
We'll chat about it during the next everything. I would normally keep streaming after this, but I just got back from like a week-long trip out of town, and there are a lot of emails and things waiting my attention that I need to get to, so there's no more streaming after this. I also need to go to the grocery store because the house is out of food, but these are my problems, not yours. But there's no more stream for the rest of today. YouTube guys, you don't have to worry about that anyway. Players, thanks for playing.
Yeah, one thing before I post this, do you guys want me to make it Hardcore Heroes Otherside episode 6 or Hardcore Heroes episode 39?
Let's do Hardcore Heroes Otherside episode 6 because that's how we started.
All right, sure. And this will be.
This is the last episode of the
so
other
we're
side.
back to
We're-
episode 39 of Hardcore Heroes.
Have you restored color to our?
Yes,
to
you guys
our-
are all in
yeah.
color when you made your way back through.
Yeah.
Good game, everybody. This was fun, if somewhat stressful.
It was very stressful. I'm literally a bit shaken now.
Yeah.
As stupid as that sounds, but
I thought you were fucked. That was.
yeah, I thought I was fucked. I thought Neal was like not going to kill me with the dragon, but as soon as you were like roll initiative, I thought.
I know
"There's
he
just no
was.
way."
He was after you. He smelled
Yeah, he was.
blood.
He's still bitter about the basilisk.
All right, guys. We'll.
All right, the thread is now up.
See you next week sometime. Bye bye.
See ya.